Hi, my name's Phil Gardner and welcome to Fun with Boxes, where today we're going to be taking a look at a very small game from Itten Games, and this is a game called Hits and Outs. And this is designed by Ron Halliday. Hits and Outs, a small box board game based on baseball, I do believe. So, what exactly is this game? Okay, so this is a game for 2 players and it's only going to take you around 15 minutes to play. So an ideal little filler game. Put your heart and soul into every pitch and every swing. Will the batter see through the pitcher's strategy? As the situation changes, so must your strategy. And the mind games intensify with each inning. With easy rules yet dramatic twists, this is the ultimate mind baseball game. And this is a cracking game. It really is a cracking game. We picked this up a short while ago at Essen in Germany, and wow, so glad we did. This was an instant hit with me and Lisa. We popped to the bar, opened it up, set it up, and within minutes we were playing. So, okay, enough of me babbling. Let's take a look at how we set up and how we play hits and outs. Okay, so let's take a look at the game components. Now we're going to have an infield board. We're also going to have 4 token covers, which are going to hide these 4 results tokens. We also have a call your shot token, 3 out counters, and then we're going to have a batter, a pitcher, and 3 runners. And of course each player is going to get a set of these to play with. Now we do have a scoreboard, which is rather tremendous because you can stand this up and it looks like a baseball stadium scoreboard. And this is dry wipe, and of course you've got a dry eraser there to write down your scores. This on its own was just such a delight. I mean, they could have done anything. It could have just been a scrap of paper, or they could have said just keep count in your head, but no, this is genius. This is. So there you go, that's all the components. Let's have a look at how we set up then and how to play the game. So obviously each player is going to choose a color and take their respective pieces, and we're going to pop the infield in easy reach of all players. What we're going to do then is we're going to take the 2 pitchers and we're going to randomly determine who is the home team and pop them into the center. Now I'm going to lie this down so that you can see it. Obviously you would stand that up when you're playing the game. So we're going to place the pitcher on a pitcher's mound in the middle of the infield, and this player now is the home team and will receive the result tokens and cover tokens. So they'll get the cover tokens here and they'll get the 4 result tokens. Now we place the visiting team's batter, and then we're going to place the out counters in a row next to the infield. Then we would write each of the players' team names down onto the board and put the date down and the start time down, which I still think is fantastic. And then we're all set up and we're ready to play. So let's have a look at how we play the game. Now the scoreboard stadium is actually going to be used during the game as well, because this will form a shield. And what the pitching player is going to do, they're going to use the screen. They're going to take the 4 results tokens and hide these behind their screen. And then what they're going to do, they're going to cover each of these with the token covers, and then we're going to place 1 at each corner of the infield next to each base. Now the pitching player is going to know where the hit icon is hidden, and the goal of the game is to always try to outsmart the batting player. So what we could do is we could pop, so if I take this out of the way now, we'll pop this one here, this one here, and this one here. So we know that the hit icon is hidden under this token cover. And now the batter now is going to try to hit the baseball. So the batting player is going to begin guessing where they think the hit icon was placed by revealing one of the token covers. So they could think, oh, I wonder, is it this one? So the token is going to be revealed. And this is an out token or an out icon. Sorry, these are meant to be placed face down actually. Now, when the out icon is revealed, we flip an out counter to its red side because their batter failed to get a hit. Now, the batting player is going to continue revealing tokens until they find the hit icon. So, for example, they may try and guess here, and they've found the hit icon. So the batter successfully got on base. Now the batting player would place a runner on the base where the token was revealed. So they'll pop one of the runners there. Now, if this had actually been hidden under here and the batter guessed correctly that it was here, then this is going to be a home run. So the batter hits a home run, and in this case the batting player is going to score 1 run for the batter plus 1 run for each runner already on the bases, and all the runners are removed. So in this case they would simply score 1 run. However, if on a previous turn they had a runner there and revealed the hit on the home plate, then they will score 1 run for the batter and also 1 run for this runner. Now, after a base hit or a home run is scored, the pitcher is going to place the tokens at each base again, and then the batter is going to try to find the hit icon again. So now the batter is going to try and find the hit token again, and so the game will continue. Okay, so you may be thinking, how do the runners advance? Now we could have this situation here where we have 1 runner on second base and we have no outs, and we're gonna guess that's where the hit is, and we've revealed the hit. So now we're going to determine how far we advance. Now, runners on the bases are going to advance the same number of bases as the batter. So in this case, the batter is going to advance onto first base, which means then that this runner will also advance 1. So they'll advance from second to third. And as another example, if the batter had guessed this correctly, then their runner are going to advance 2, and the other runner is going to advance and score a run. Now things are a little different with 1 or 2 outs showing. Now if 1 or 2 outs are showing, the runners on the bases are only going to advance if they are forced to by the batter or other runners. So in this example here, the batter would run to this base, and because we have 1 or 2 outs showing, this runner is going to stay where they are because they're not being forced to move. Now, if we had this situation and the batter guessed this hit, now the batter is going to run onto second base. And because they run onto second base, the runner there is going to advance 1 space. Now, if a similar thing was to happen here and the batter guesses here, the batter is going to run onto this space, which is going to advance this runner 1, which will in turn bump this runner on 1, and they will score a run. Now, players are going to switch roles when all 3 out counters have been flipped over to the red side, and we'll return these back then before resuming play, and we would of course then switch positions. And again, we would continue to play. Now for the end of the game and extra innings, the winner is going to be the player with the highest total after 3 innings. But if the game is tied, extra innings can be played by using the X column on the scoreboard, the extra innings column on the scoreboard. And both players start extra innings with no outs, and a runner is going to be on second base. So that's the only difference there with the extra innings. Now, obviously, you're going to be updating the scoreboard whenever the batting player is scoring runs, and you write in a 0 if the batting player doesn't score any runs during their half of the inning. And that's how simple it is to play this game. Oh my goodness, what a fun and brilliant game this is. I love the simplicity of it, and I love the thrill and excitement of guessing where the pitcher has hidden the hit token. It makes for a quick and fun game. Now, there is an optional rule included with the game rules where you get to use this token here, which is called calling your shot. And you can use this to make things a bit more exciting once you are familiar with the basic rules of the game. And that's all covered there, obviously, in the rules leaflet. So, there you go. That's how you play hits and outs. Well, there you go. Another brilliant game from Itten Games. They really are producing some of our favorite small box games. We had an absolute blast playing this in the hotel lobby, having a couple of drinks after an exhausting day at Essen, and we had an absolute blast. This, quite honestly, is a brilliant little filler game, and I would thoroughly recommend you picking it up, taking a look. Why not? You may not be interested in the theme. I don't follow baseball at all, so the theme didn't particularly interest me. However, the look of the box, and when I seen all the game components and everything, I was sold. And to be honest, the fact that it's an Itten game, that's more than enough for me. More than enough. Now, you may have seen some Itten games covered already on the channel because they do the Fun Brick series of games. And they all come in these distinctive boxes. And again, small box, simple rule play, and what fantastic fun these are to play. We've got quite a few different titles now. I have covered all 3 of these on the channel previously. So this is a 10-pin bowling game, believe it or not. Absolutely fantastic. This is a super fun little game called 3 Second Try, where you've literally got 3 seconds to try to do something that you think you can do within those 3 seconds. Really good fun game again. And Judge Domino again, another lovely simple game. And the first game we ever bought was Viking Seesaw. Now, we haven't covered this yet on the channel, and I can't believe I'm saying that, because this is an absolute classic, and it's designed by Rainer Knizia. Well, I'm going to say it, and I'm sure that there'll be a collective groan going out across the internet there, but game designer Ron Halliday, you've knocked this game right out of the park. Okay, I'll go get my coat. So hits and outs from Itten Games, 2 massive fun with boxes. Thumbs up for this one. Do pick this up if you happen to see it around. Now, rather interestingly, as I film this, 25th Century Games have picked up this title, and they have just launched a Kickstarter. I think it was yesterday. Have a look on Kickstarter, check that out. They've launched a Kickstarter with a number of these small box games included on it. Now, Hits and Outs is included on it, and a game I covered only, I think, a week ago or a few days ago, Cup the Crab. Now that's also going to be included on 25th Century's Kickstarter. So I would really highly recommend having a look at that Kickstarter page. Really well worth checking out because some of these can be quite difficult to get your hands on. So there we go. There's your opportunity. Now head over to Kickstarter. Well, there you go. I do hope you enjoyed taking a look at this with me. If you did, please consider hitting the old like button, and please also hit that subscribe button if you would be so kind, because that's really going to help to grow the channel. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Please do take care, and bye for now.